I still hear the drum every night. It starts at midnight, low and deep, like a heartbeat in the dark. Doom. 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 By morning, it stops. But the silence is worse. Because I know it will come again. This is not just a story. It really happened in my grandfather's village, Ogbala. A place deep in the forest, where the trees stood tall and the night stretched wide and endless. Ogbala was not like other villages. The people followed rules, not just normal rules, but old, unbreakable ones. Rules passed down from the ancestors, whispered in the ears of children before they could even walk. One of those rules was simple: never touch the drum at night. The drum stood in the center of the village. It was large, ancient, and covered in a red cloth. No one knew where it came from, but we all knew it had always been there. The elders said it was sacred, a gift from the spirits. They only played it during special ceremonies, to call for rain, to bless harvest, and to honor the dead. But there was a warning. The drum is not for play. The drum is not for foolish hands. The drum must never be beaten after the sun has gone to sleep. Everyone followed this rule. Everyone. Except Kelechi. Kelechi was 17. Tall, strong, and fearless. He laughed at the village rules. He was not afraid of spirits. Ghosts aren't real, he would say. Curses aren't real. You people believe too much nonsense. He loved to prove himself. He would walk alone in the forest at night. Climb trees no one dared to touch. Swim in the river even when the elders warned that the water was hungry. Then came the night of the festival. The air smelled of roasted yams and spicy pepper soup. The villagers danced around the fire, singing, laughing, drinking palm wine. It was a night of joy. That's when Kelechi saw the drum. It stood there, untouched, covered in red cloth, as it always was. But tonight, under the moonlight, it looked different. It looked alive. His friends saw the way he was looking at it. Kelechi, don't, one of them whispered. He grinned. It's just a drum. What's the worst that can happen? They pleaded with him, begged him, warned him. But Kelechi was Kelechi. He had already made up his mind. He walked up to the drum, pulled off the red cloth, and raised his hands. Doom. 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 The sound was louder than it should have been. It shook the ground. It echoed through the trees. It was wrong. Then everything changed. The wind stopped. The fire started burning unsteadily and died. The laughter disappeared. The night went still. Then, from the darkness, footsteps. Loud footsteps were heard. The sound came from the trees, moving toward them. But no one could see anything. The boys stood frozen, their breath shallow, their hearts pounding. Then came low and soft whispers. Kelechi. 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 Kelechi's smile faded. His face twisted in pain. They are calling my name, he whispered. Who? Someone asked. His eyes widened, his hands tightly on his ears in fear. Then, he let out a horrible, horrible scream. And he ran. He ran faster than anyone had ever seen, straight into the forest. Kelechi, stop, his friends shouted. But he didn't stop. He ran into the trees. Into the darkness. Into nothing. By morning, he was gone. The villagers searched. They followed his footprints. They led to the drum, but not away from it. And the red cloth. It was back in place. The elders said nothing. They only shook their heads. The drum has taken him, they finally said. And it will never let him go. That night, Kelechi's mother heard a knock at her door. Soft, weak, and desperate. Mama, please open the door. It's so dark. I'm so cold. Tears ran down her face. She ran to the door, hands shaking. But just as she touched the handle, a whisper came from the window. That is not your son. She froze. Her heart stopped. The knocking continued. Ko. 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 Then, silence. The next day, people in the village started hearing things. Whispers in the wind. Soft crying at night. A voice calling from the forest. Some said they saw shadows moving where no one was standing. And sometimes, in the distance, the drum played by itself. The final warning. The elder spoke one last time. The drum is not a blessing. It is a hunger. It waits. It watches. And when the foolish awaken it, it takes what it wants. Kelechi was gone. But the drum remained. And me. I wasn't there that night. But I hear the drum. Every night. And I pray it never calls my name.